Dear Mary, today I would like to talk about a few things that we typically call by one name, but really should be called by another name. That's a really bad generalization, but it's all I've got. Start off, mental health issues. There's a lot of different mental health issues that people use an actual clinical term to describe a quirk that they have. And I think that it's degrading and insensitive to people who have actual mental health problems to use those words to describe just what in reality is a quirk that you have. We do this with ADHD and depression, and the one I'm going to talk about, OCD. Most of you, I don't know who I'm talking to, are not OCD. You're just a neat freak. Emphasis on the freak. They're like OCD people, their obsessive compulsiveness gets in the way of them being able to live life like a human being. You just like things to be orderly. You neat freaks. That's who I'm talking to. And a lot of times people use their OCD as an excuse to touch other people's stuff, and that bothers me. For instance, being a neat freak gives you complete reign to be a neat freak with your own stuff. For example, my bookcase is ordered in a very structured way, and typically, I did this earlier today, and it's very difficult to get out, but typically all my books come out right to the edge, and they're all very even, straight across. And I like that way. If you have a friend who's a neat freak like this, and you come over and push my books in, I will punch you in the face. And I'm not going to use OCD as an excuse, I'm just going to use the fact that it's my stuff. I can be a neat freak about my stuff if I want to. However, if I were to go over and, say, alphabetize a friend's DVDs, I use this example because I think I've actually tried to do it before. So just because you're a neat freak doesn't give you the right to reorganize other people's stuff. I have an issue with that. But it also, if you have a friend who's a neat freak, that's not a very nice way to mess with a person. The next thing that I think we should think about why we call it this is dieting. So technically we're all on a diet. It's just what you eat is your diet. So why do we use diet to describe a period of time in which we cut things out of our diet? This wouldn't really be a problem for me because usually it's not something that gets confusing, but I really think we should think about this because I don't think that a diet should be something that's temporary. Maybe if you need to drop a few pounds, like for a wedding or something, if you're getting married and you don't really have time to just change your entire lifestyle to be more healthy, and you just want to drop a couple pounds, I can understand wanting to go on a diet then. And you and I went on a not really a health kick right before Christmas so that we could justify eating a lot of holiday food. However, it's not really a good idea to live in abstinence so that you can live in gluttony. It doesn't really make sense, and it's kind of silly. What we should be doing is just changing our diet. For instance, for me, I have had to change my diet once I stopped eating at the school cafeteria, and my parents stopped feeding me, and I was, feeding myself. I had to learn how to take potato chips and ice cream out of my diet and to put more vegetables and fruit and protein into my diet. So I wasn't going on a diet, I was changing my diet because I wanted to live more healthy. And honestly, you're going to get the better results. For instance, look at The Biggest Loser. Those people lose hundreds of pounds and it's amazing. But most of them gain it all back afterwards because they're put under extraneous workouts and they're practically starved. And so that's not really doing them any good. I mean, losing the weight isn't the goal. Isn't the goal being healthier? The last thing I want to talk about is love songs. This came up when I added the love song radio station to my Pandora. And a lot of the songs that came up, I was like, this is not a love song. One of them, I believe it's a Sam Smith song. I can't think of which one exactly it is right now. But it literally says, this isn't love in it. And I'm like, okay. Because sometimes we think that a song sounds like a love song because it sounds passionate and, but the actual content of the words isn't about love and isn't about what love should be. I've started to realize, though, that love can mean a lot of different things, and so love song is a very general term, but I propose that we use love song to describe only songs that are talking about romantic, positive relationships. So, songs that wouldn't fit into this category would be Dear Theodosia. It's a beautiful song, and you can practically feel the love through the speakers. It's from Hamilton, and it's about, it's these two fathers singing to their children about how much they love them, and they're just newborns, and it's so beautiful and makes me want to have a baby so bad. But yeah, but I wouldn't consider it necessarily a love song because love songs are about romantic relationships. Also, like actual deep love, not this making love or I guess physical love. I wouldn't call it that. For instance, first song that comes to mind is Shape of You. He says, I'm in love with the shape of you. And sure, the word love is in there, but it's not really about love. It's about this guy who thinks this girl is really hot. And I don't have a problem with that type of song. Please don't call it a love song, because it's an insult to love songs everywhere. Other things, yeah, negative relationships. I don't think we should be calling songs that are about, like, destructive relationships, like, it's called Little Do You Know. And it's about how these people are like, I love you so much, but you're kind of killing me. And I think calling those love songs is actually romanticizing the idea of destructive relationships, and that is just not a good idea because it's not what we should be shooting for. I don't really like to call breakup songs love songs, and that was another thing I found on this love station, it was about a breakup, and like, yeah, like some of them were that a person loved another person and then they betrayed him. And sure, there's love in there, but I don't know. I just don't consider it a love song. Oh, do you agree with me? Are there other things that you feel are misnamed? Sincerely, Madeline.